Beverly High School football fans, welcome to a beautiful day here at Manning Field. And the intercom decided to go on at the same time. But anyway, this is the opening game for both teams, the visiting Beverly High School Panthers against the Bulldogs of Lynn English. And I'm here, I'm Walt Kosmowski. I'll be doing the play-by-play, and my sidekick here, Bob Hobbs, will be doing the color. And Bob, last year Lynn English was 2-9, not a very sterling record, but on the other hand, in Andrew Morency's first year in coaching, he sported a splendid 9-3 record with a couple of season-ending terrific wins there.
Well, in the case with Lynn English, they were 2-9, as you said. There's only room for improvement. They probably have got some kids that didn't get much chance to play in the last few years, moving up into the starting lineup. I'm going to guess that they're not going to be 2-9 this year, but right now I think Beverly is in the driver's seat in this game. We watched that scrimmage with Winthrop, and Beverly was just dominating. We'll see if that transfers to the opening game.
Yeah. But I understand that I wasn't at the second and third scrimmage, but they didn't show as well as they did against Winthrop. And as you say, Winthrop I think is one of the weaker sisters of the North Shore. So we're here, and welcome to Manning Field. It's a beautiful football day, beautiful weather, beautiful temperature. So we'll be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now ask that you please all rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem today, the color guard from Lynn English High School, representing the colors of our great nation.
So, Bob, we'll wait here as the national anthem is over. The color guard is coming off the field, and they'll have the opening toss, and we'll see. Oh, they did.
Yeah, Beverly's going to receive, if I heard correctly.
Oh, okay. I guess I missed that. Sorry about that. So, Beverly is receiving? Yes, I see, because the referee has on the 40-yard line, and here comes the kicker, number 5. For Lynn English, and that is Devin Curley will be kicking off, and Beverly sends 2 men back. I believe that's Amir Al-Shrafi, and I think Clayton McAlpine are the two deep backs for Beverly, awaiting the opening kickoff. And Beverly has something a little new. Oh no, there they go. They had their linemen bunched up there in the middle of the field on the 50-yard line. I thought that's something new. So they've spread out now.
Yeah, that was obviously going to be a straight-ahead plunge for the kick returner. But,
so Devin Curley prepares to kick off, and we'll start this game, get the game underway.
Okay.
And there's the kickoff, and it's a rather short kick. It comes down on the 15-yard line to El Shrafi, and he's met once, met twice, and he doesn't get. He gets about to the 21-22. I think the referee is positioning the ball just over the 21-yard line. So,
even that was a piece of pretty nice work, because he had every reason to get caught back where he caught the ball.
Yeah.
He did get 2 or 3 yards going forward.
Yeah.
So it
it was kind of a squibbing kind of a kick. I thought maybe that the wind was kind of taking it, and he had to run over to the sideline to catch the ball. So he did a good job of keeping possession of the ball.
Just getting possession, because it was really kind of an over-the-shoulder catch, and after which he still managed to get a few yards out of it.
So it looks like the quarterback is Nick Berry, senior, number 10, and he's got the 2 backs in back of him, 2 wide outs to the left, hands it to the second man, and looks like there's a loss of about a yard. That was El Shrafi. Looks like the blocking broke down fairly quickly. Lynn English looked like they penetrated that line, the offensive line of Beverly.
They didn't fool English at all with that play. On the other hand, it took a little while for El Shrafi to get to the line of scrimmage, and I think that accounted for the defensive pursuit being so effective.
Loss of 1 on the play will be 2nd and 11.
So Berry takes the snap again to El Shrafi, and again that time he got a couple, maybe 3 yards, but I think that's just back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 3rd and 10 for Beverly.
Stopped by number 9, Isaac Ramirez.
That looked like almost the same play there, Bob.
You know, and right now English's defense looks much improved over last year, frankly, from what we saw, what I remember from last year.
3rd and 9, ball at the Beverly 22.
So they have 2 men wide out to the left, and El Shrafi and McAlpine in back of quarterback Nick Berry. Berry takes the snap, and it's a pitch back, and nope. No blocking. Looks like Beverly just did not make any blocks there, and
well, Lynn English was completely stacked. They had 9 men in the box. They were stacked against the run, and it would have been very hard to have any run effective with that kind of defensive coverage.
So it's 4th and 10. I believe that was number 3, Ski Gaston, who knifed through there and took the running back down. So it's 4th down and 11. Looks like there's a penalty against who? Who's the penalty against? It's against Lynn English. What is the penalty for?
Might be coaches and players on the playing field. Not far enough back.
Rarely do you really.
Well, I saw the line judge waving at them, and then he threw the flag.
So they're taking it seriously. So do they get a no? There's no walk-off on that. So what happens there? It's just 1 extra, I guess.
Yes, they just get a warning and say next time maybe it'll be a penalty.
And so Beverly back to kick, and it's a kind of a squibbing spiral. It's bouncing down, and it'll go down to the Lynn English about 38-yard line. So
turned a rather ineffective punt into a. They got a nice Beverly roll. Turned it at least they salvaged probably 10 or 15 yards that weren't there if the ball had been fielded while it was in the air.
Yeah. So Lynn English will take over on their own 38-yard line. And I might point out to our viewers, Bob, we noticed that according to the rosters we were given, there's 8 players on Beverly that are going both ways, meaning they're on offense and on defense. So there's only 3 players changing out. And well, we'll get to that. We'll pursue that a little. So the quarterback, and he runs over to his left. I think he saw his men covered and decided to scramble, and he gained maybe 2 yards to the 40-yard line.
Severance around the left edge.
No, that was directly the result of defensive coverage. That was not designed to be a quarterback keeper. He just made the best of what he had.
I believe Matt Severance has been their starting quarterback. I think this is his 3rd year, and it's a pass out to the left. And and number 1, he's a freshman, and he's down to the 31-yard line of Beverly. The first man through missed a tackle, and then it was another missed tackle. And that's Matthew Fowler.
A very quick pass, a quick outlet pass out to the right flat, and the running back just made a very effective run. As you said, he completely eluded 2 tackles and should have been made, frankly. And turned into a, 29-yard run?
29-yard gain. So Bulldogs have 1st and 10 on the Beverly 31-yard line. Matt Severance back. And he's got a man in motion to the left, and he gives it to the fullback, and he gains about 4 or 5 yards, down to about the 27-yard line of Beverly. So it'll be 2nd down and about 7 for Lynn English. Yeah, that was a nifty little bit of running there, but Beverly missed at least 2 or 3 tackles there.
There was one. The first runner, first back end should have had him. He eluded the second one because he had a little open field to work with, but it was a nice run.
So Lynn English is spreading out the field. They have a wide man on the right and 3 wide men on the left, and it's a fake to the back, and Severance takes it himself, and he gains about 4 or 5 yards down to about the 24-yard line. So this is a 3rd down here.
That was from English's perspective. There was too much juking and deking. That play could have gone quite a ways, but they originally had the hole there, but they just didn't hit it quick enough.
Yeah, I agree with you. It looks like on this position on the field, it looks like they'll go twice here to make this 4 yards.
I would say they can't get anything by punting. I don't think.
Yeah. And it's a quarterback keeper all the way, and it looks like he's across the 20, so it's a 1st down.
Yeah, he got it.
Right about the 20-yard line, so the officials will move the chains, so it'll be a 1st and 10. So Lynn English gets a fresh set of downs. The ball is squarely on the 20-yard line. The 6 minutes and 45 seconds in the first quarter. The clock is running. So they've got 2 men out wide left, 2 men out wide right, and you got motion number 1 who had that nice gain off to the left, and it looks like he's looking for number 1, and he had the ball, and I think he started to turn before he put it away.
Well, he did have somebody right on his belt buckle there. I think he was thinking of getting away from that would-be tackler who was right behind him.
Donnie O'Connor on the
just
coverage.
Didn't get the ball. As any coach would tell you, it's a great play, but it's a lot better if you bring the ball with you.
Yeah. So it's a 2nd down and 10 after that incomplete pass, and we got 2 men out wide right, 2 men out wide left, and we got number 1 again in motion to the left, and it's a give to the full. Wow, what a hole right up the gut. It's about a 12-yard gain, and so no flag. So Lynn English is moving the ball very effectively here on this first possession of the game. So it's down to about the 8-yard line, I believe. So it'll be 1st and goal at where so they're pacing the yard marker about between the 8 and 9-yard line. So let's see if Beverly can stiffen up here and prevent a score.
Yeah, I think they've got to put. It looked to me like they only had 3 or 4 defensive linemen on that, but they were relying on their linebackers. Well, if the running back gets past the line of scrimmage,
and it's
all on.
The quarterback is rolling to his left, and he's that's an easy catch. Looks like there was nobody covering that guy. He was just standing there all by himself. I think that must have been it looked to me like a missed coverage of some sort, because that guy was just standing there totally unmolested. So with that pass, that was Matt Severance to number 11, Prince Brown, for the touchdown. With 5:57 left in the first quarter, Lynn English draws first blood, and it's 6-0.
And a very effective drive. That receiver was so wide open. He looked like the old lonesome end on the old 1950s Army teams when nobody knew he was out there. He was so open.
Do you think our viewers know about the old Army teams?
They probably
the lonesome. Bob.
Well, if they go back to the Jurassic period in football, yeah, they'll know about it.
Oh, that would look like motion to me, but he's stopped short. So they try for a two-point touchdown, 2-point conversion, and it's no good.
first quarter is the Bulldogs 6.
So with 5:57 remaining in the first quarter, the Lynn English Bulldogs are up on the Beverly Panthers 6-0. So far, Bob, looks like Beverly just had no gain. I think they were 4th and 10 when they punted. And Lynn English just drove up the field. I don't think they had maybe one no gain on a possession, but they just used about 10 plays and for a score. So they look pretty good, pretty sharp.
I'm going to have to watch another series with Lynn English controlling the ball, because it looked to me like Beverly just conceded the line of scrimmage. That one play, that was a nice run with a 29 yard. It looked like they only had 3 or 4 men on the line of scrimmage, and English had stacked the line. And you say, well, it was a big opening there. Well, it almost had to be, for crying out loud, because it was the defensive line was overwhelmed, in numbers-wise, anyway.
And we have number 5 again, Devin Curley, who will be kicking off from his own 40-yard line, and we have El Shrafi, and we have Clark Marchand deep, and it looks like El Shrafi again, and he's 20, 25, 30, 25. No, he gets a little bit past. There's a flag on that play. It might be a holding against Beverly. It is. It's a holding against Beverly, so that'll move the ball back down to about the 16-yard line. No need for a hold on that.
Good catch. I didn't see it.
Amir El Shafi at his 12-yard line, taking him to around the 25, where he was stopped by number 17, Seth Lukindo.
So Beverly will be penalized 10 yards. So they'll be starting 1st and 10 on their own 15-yard line. So Beverly, deep in their own territory, starts on their second possession of the game. So let's see if they can improve on the first possession, Bob.
I think they had a chance to talk things over. I'm looking for a little bit more of a controlled and sustained drive on this series.
So Beverly sends 2 men out wide right, and they got 2 in the backfield. And Nick Berry, number 10, keeps the ball, and he gets up to about the 18-yard line. So it's a gain of about 3. That was a keeper play, definitely.
Nick Berry on the carry.
But I think Beverly needs to open up a little bit. Get these Lynn English players back on their heels a little bit. Throw a few longer passes.
Or even that quick pass out into the flat, which English used so well down here. With anything to get their running backs out in space with the ball.
So Nick Berry, he's got 2 men out wide right, 2 setbacks, and it's a reverse, and it doesn't look like he has enough real estate to get. Well, he may be pretty close. He may have gotten the first down. Yeah, I think the refs are showing first down.
Ref signaled it.
Yeah, and that was Clark Marchand, the carrier.
Number 28, Clark Marchand, around the left end for the Panthers.
It looked like it was taking too long to develop that play. I saw the Lynn English people moving up, the defenders. I didn't think he could make it around them, but I guess he did. So Beverly.
Those are the very plays that do take a long time to develop when you're trying to sweep the end. Sometimes it's better just to make a cut and go.
So that's their first down of the game. And so they got Marchand and El Shrafi behind Nick Berry. They have 2 wideouts to the right. And it's a give to, and he stumbles. Yeah. Actually, that was Clayton McAlpine, number 12. He unfortunately stumbled. I don't know if he hit the foot of one of his own players, but looked like he had a few yards ahead of him. But
as he was kind of stumbling around, all it took was a push from the defensive player to bring him down.
So Beverly comes out with a 2nd and 8 on their own 27-yard line. And they have a fullback. And it's nothing doing right up the middle. And they almost
that play is just not working.
Yeah, and it's no gain at all. So it's 3rd down and 8 for Beverly. I don't think have they thrown a pass yet?
No.
No, they haven't thrown a pass yet. So El Shrafi.
Well, I was reading in the paper that Coach Morency is enthusiastic about his running game.
Yeah.
But I think that you need to have some kind of a passing game to set up the running game.
Yeah. so far that
has not happened. Maybe here.
Oh, good. Number 5. He just came into the game. I just noticed him coming in. That's Pat Parsons. 5'7", 150. Pat Parsons, a senior.
Number 5, Pat Parsons.
And he did a good job coming back to the ball.
Yeah, he did. He saw Barry looked like he might want to run with the ball.
And he saw that he wanted to pass, but then he had no receivers open. He did a good job of coming back to the quarterback.
Yeah, and it looked to me like Bobby Adams there was in hand-to-hand combat with a defender. They were kind of like fighting each other off as he was going downfield. So Beverly, and it's a give. It's El Shrafi, and he's going. Looks like he might. Yes, looks like. Oh, he falls down.
Well, he actually took a pretty good shove there, but
he did. So it's down to about the 16-yard line.
He was gone.
Yeah. So it's down to they place it about the 18-yard line. That was a very nice run for Almir El Shrafi, and he looked like he might make it, but then he just got bumped in stride, and it was hard to keep his feet.
And that was 2 good plays back to back.
Yeah.
I swear it's set up because the English now has to watch out for the passing game.
Right.
It can't actually lock in on the running game.
Right. Well, this is the best thing that Beverly can do, and that is to he fumbles the ball. Oh boy! Just as I said, this is the best thing they can do is to score after the English score, but the quarterback fumbled the ball. It's a quarterback keeper around the left end.
Nick Berry on that carry.
And he fumbled the ball.
By number 4, Matt Severance. The ball was fumbled and recovered by number 2, Tyshawn Anderson.
So a bad break there for Beverly, just as they were moving the ball rather.
Well, they can gain some confidence from the fact that they were moving the ball pretty well. That play, it was too strung out and really, of course, a fumble ruined the entire drive. But on the other hand, he was going to get tackled anyway. That pass that they threw set up the running game with sorry, I can't pronounce his name.
El Shrafi.
Amir
El Shrafi, yeah. Well, there's a timeout on the field, and the score is 6-0 in favor of the English Bulldogs. There's 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the first quarter. On that second possession of Beverly, they started moving the ball well, and just as we predicted, if they needed to throw a little bit to loosen up the Lynn English defense, and looked like they were moving the ball very, very well, but then an untimely fumble gave the ball back over to Lynn English. So there's a turnover for you that where you hate to see those kinds of things.
Well, yeah, it thwarted what was looking like a very good drive.
Yeah, well, especially if you were, you started on your own 15-yard line, deep in the hole, and you move it down to the 18 of the opposition.
And right now I'm looking for a defensive stand. They didn't look good on the last series when English went down the field rather easily and scored, I thought. And I'd like to see the defense tighten up right here.
You know what, Bob? I would too. So Lynn English, and it's a quick to number 1 again. This guy is boy. He's showing us something. Once he gets that ball, he knows what to do with it. He's quick and elusive. So that went for about 14 or 15 yards.
Yeah. He's if you can get the ball out into the flat into the hands of your running back quickly, he's got a lot of open space, and he can use his running talents out there. But if you're trying to run it out there, I mean, the defense just strings you out 9 times out of 10.
That's right. So that was Mathis Fowler, number 1. He's a freshman. We noted him warming up, and he's in motion to the right, and they give it to the first man through, and boy, he was lucky. Beverly closed that gap, but there was a huge hole there, Bob.
Right.
About a 9-yard gain for the Lynn English Bulldogs.
Ski Gaston on the carry.
I was watching this side of the field. That was
good for 9 yards. It will be second
when
and
the
1.
running back gets through the line that quickly. It's up to the linebacker to step up, and there was just nobody there.
So Lynn English has 1 man out left and 3 wide out on the right, and Matt Severance is the quarterback. He's in the shotgun position. Again, it's to number 1 off to the right side. And, that time he doesn't get too far. Look, it might be a the tackle was made by Ryan Bearer, who is the backup quarterback.
On the right sideline.
It's either a holding.
I didn't see a face mask.
No, I think it's a holding. It's a holding call, I think, against Lynn English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, passing. Oh, okay.
Pass interference on the offense. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Good call.
So it brings the ball back to the nose of the ball. It's right at the 45-yard line. Thank you, Robert. We have our spotter up higher than we are, Robert Dokes, who produces these telecasts, and Robert was quick to inform us that was a pass interference call on offensive pass interference against the Bulldogs. So they come out. It's a 2nd and about 7 at the 45, at their own 45-yard line. Again, they have 2 men wide left, 2 men right. Number 1. Boy, look at that. He's wide open.
Yep.
And that was a good fake there. I thought that they tackled the man, and then he pitched it back to number 1.
Right in for the Bulldogs.
This number 1 is really impressing me. This Mathis Fowler. He's looks like the smallest guy on the field. He can't be. He can't be more than 140 pounds.
Just coming back.
He's a freshman, and he's been involved in quite a few of the Lynn English. It's coming back,
Yeah,
unfortunately. Didn't see that. Okay, so now it's a 2nd and. Well, now who was the penalty on? They had a 2nd and 7. Now they got a 2nd and 6.
English.
Well, how was the ball moved up by 1 yard?
Tough one.
Okay, that's all right.
All right. Beverly defense bid on the fake.
Did they? I bid on the fake.
Me too. The quarterback did a really good job.
He did an excellent job.
Hiding the ball. And
yeah, I thought that they had the guy in the backfield, the runner in the backfield.
And then I thought they had the quarterback.
And then the ball, all of a sudden, the ball just got flipped out to number 1. And, of course, all the Beverly defenders saw that, and they relaxed. So that is the end of the first quarter here at Manning Field between the Lynn English Bulldogs and the Beverly Panthers. And the score is 6-0 in favor of the Lynn English Bulldogs. So, what do you think, Bob?
Well, I thought that the English, they didn't exactly dominate, but they controlled the first quarter very effectively. Beverly was actually moving the ball well until they fumbled. And the fumble, I can't really say was because of a strong defensive play by English, but so far I would have to say that English is in control of the game. And every time they need to get a good gain, every time they need to get 8 or 10 yards, they have no problem getting it. And Beverly's defense is going to, if they're going to only put 3 or 4 guys on the line, the linebackers are going to have to step up. And I'm hoping to see that. I've been kind of watching for it, and haven't seen it yet, but I think that's where they've got to go.
Yeah, Bob, I agree with you. And what's impressed me is Severance has been able to get that ball very, very quickly out into the flat to his fleet backs and ends. And as you say, if you try to run there, it takes you 3 or 4 seconds. But if you pass it there, it's a half a second. The ball's out there, and if you can get around the defense or find an empty spot.
Well, you've also only got half the defense to work. I mean, if you're running this way, the whole
Severance
defense
fakes. He faked. He wide open, and he slides. First down, about a 15-yard gain. His men were covered, and that was a busted play. But there was nobody in the middle for Beverly, and Severance just scooted 15 yards, and he did a slide, did a Tom Brady slide there at the end.
Yeah. Ball at the Beverly 45.
English was calling for a penalty for piling on there after the slide, but I don't think it was justified.
No. They barely touched him.
It wasn't like he got speared or something.
No. So they have 2 men out wide right, 2 men out wide left. Number 1 is on the right. See if he comes in motion. He comes in motion again to the left side, and and that time Beverly read it. So that's what I've been waiting for, Bob. You and I, is for Beverly to knife through, and the ball was given to the first man through, and Beverly defenders, 2 or 3 defenders were right there to take him down for about a 2-yard loss. So it'll be second down and 12, almost 13. At about the 48-yard line of Beverly.
It will be second and 13, ball at the Bulldog 48.
English shows 3 wide outs to the left, to the right rather, and there it is. That's the pass to the flat. Yep. And that's number 11, Prince Brown. That gained about 8 yards, so it'll be about 3rd and 6 now. They had lost 2 or 3 on that previous run play. So the ball is.
Will be 3rd and 6. Ball just
so far, I'm impressed with English's quarterback.
Yeah, I think Bob, he's been a starter for this is his 3rd year in a row, so he knows what to do. He's experienced, and there he goes again. And the defensive man. Al Shrafi was there. I thought he batted the ball down, but it was a fight for the ball.
Severance hooks up with Prince Brown on the Bulldog sideline.
There were too many players stacked back. I thought he was out of bounds. But from where we're sitting, it was a tough call anyway.
So it's another first down for the English Bulldogs at the 32-yard line. And there's another pass to number 1, and he's wide open, and he's got a lot of running room, and he gets thrown out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Number 1 again, and Lynn English is just killing Beverly with that quick pass.
They're just chewing up yards.
That quick pass, and Beverly just has no answer for that. Yeah, they should one of these days just wherever Fowler goes is get somebody there to at least put his hands up and at least don't give the quarterback that easy of a throw.
I know it. He's got a quick release. He just takes a step back and wings it, and it's difficult to say, well, if you're 10 yards off the play, get up and cover the guy, but the ball gets there very quickly.
Yeah. So there's a timeout on the field with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left in the second quarter, and Lynn English is holding on to a 6-0 lead. They have the ball at the Beverly 17-yard line, let's call it, and they've been moving the ball quite well, as we've indicated, and they have a 1st and 10. Let's hope Beverly can come up with a fumble or an interception or something here, but they just haven't been able to figure out that
even just a hold, just stop them. I don't think English has that much confidence in their kicking game, but.
Well, they didn't kick for the extra point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking if they can just stop them, English will almost have to go for it on 4th down. They won't be trying a field goal.
So they have 2 men wide out to the left, 2 men wide out to the right. Severance in the shotgun. He rolls out to his left, and there's a missed tackle, another missed tackle, a 3rd missed tackle. Beverly just is not tackling well.
Severance on the carry.
And it was about all of that running for about a 2-yard. 2.5-yard gain.
Stop by number 68, Paul O'Fish.
And that was Paul O'Fish who made the stop on that.
And Paul is a big kid.
On the carry will be 2nd and 8, ball at the Panther 15.
O'Fish, okay. He's a big lad, I can tell you that.
So Severance is in the shotgun. He's got 2 out wide right, 2 left, and he gives it to his back, number 22. And he just chews up yardage. Another first down within the 5-yard line. It's down about the 4-yard line. So again, Lynn English just moving the ball seemingly at will here against Beverly.
Beverly's defense flowed to the left side and left a lot of room for
it's the quarterback keeper, and he's short. Again, Beverly is just not tackling crisply. They had him back at the 5-yard line and let him go forward for another 3 yards. They're just not wrapping him up and finishing the tackles. They're just arm tackling, and they're letting the offensive men bounce off of them.
Yeah, that's more distressing than anything, is the fact that the running backs are able to elude them rather easily, I think.
So it's a 2nd down and goal for Lynn English, and looks like Lynn English takes a timeout. Well, Beverly is going to have to, Coach Morency is going to have to come up with something during halftime here and get his defense adjusted for Lynn English. They just seem to.
Well, he either said, Coach Morency now, he either said or implied that his problems right now are with the defense, getting the right guys in the right positions, and implied that he was rather confident in his offense, but his defense was worrisome. He still didn't have the guys plugged into the right places, I don't think.
So Lynn English, they have a man in motion, and they just try to push the ball over with sheer gut force, and it looks like he doesn't make it. There's no sign from the officials, so they just...
that's like the 6-inch line, boy.
They just had everybody push forward, and they didn't make it in. They're putting the ball, you're right, the ball is on about the 6-inch line. I don't think you can make it any closer to the...
That's not even a foot line. Doesn't look like from here.
So Lynn English will have a 3rd and goal on about the 6-inch line. It looks like they
call a timeout. They're going to... I don't know what offensive strategy you can be discussing to make 6 inches, but...
I think all he has to do is fake the ball up the middle and have one of those little backs scamper out, because Beverly's in so tight there, you could get around that end, it looks like to me. They've got everybody in tight. Yeah,
quarterback could just fall forward, which is basically what they just did and scored.
Yeah, and... he gives them a touchdown. Yeah, the official shows touchdown. So Lynn English is able to bull their way. The Bulldogs bulled their way into for that touchdown. That was the quarterback, Matt Severance. So the score now is 12-0 in favor of the English Bulldogs.
And Matt Severance gets credit for 1-yard run when he ran about 3 inches. Nice.
So it's 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. And... let's see if Lynn English. I agree with you, but it doesn't look like they have any kicking game.
I don't think they have any confidence in it.
They're going for a 2-pointer. No, it looks like they wanted to call a timeout. Now they're telling their. Looks like the coach wanted a timeout before this point after try.
There seems to be, well, as I said, English is controlling the first half so far, but they keep calling timeouts. So I don't know why there's so much confusion, but...
So they've got 2 men out wide right, 2 men out wide left. Severance in the shotgun. He's got number 1 again off to his left, and he throws it to number 11. The defensive man I thought was going to bat it down, Clark Marchand, number 28, but he came up empty-handed there.
I thought he had a shot.
I thought he did too. I thought he was going to bat it down.
I thought it was a sure interception. But,
so with the 2-point conversion, Lynn English goes up on Beverly 14-0. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half, and it's been all Lynn English so far.
And I think that English will just probably spend the season going for 2 points. And there's a lot to be said for that coaching philosophy.
So we'll see. After the first series where they didn't do anything, Beverly did seem to move the ball, and unfortunately they had that very untimely fumble after moving the ball about 70 yards. So they have Clark Marchand and Elmir Ashrafi. No, I'm sorry. They have Pat Parsons back, number 5, in the deep position. And the
weatherman here says he feels sprinkles.
I do too, unless the Coke machine just blew its top. But I do feel a couple of little sprinkles.
Yeah, I definitely feel it now.
So this is Devin Curley kicking off again to Beverly, and they have Marchand and number 5, Pat Parsons deep. They're on about their own 15-yard line, and it's a short kick, and it looks like Pat Parsons takes it on his 20, and he goes to the 20, 25, 30, 35, and he's down to about the 38 or 39-yard line. So that was a nice run back, Bob.
Yeah, that was very nice, and maybe the Lynn English has no kicking game at all because they practically gave them 10 yards here. The ball got down there rather quickly, and the running back got the first 5 or 10 yards as a gift.
So that was a nice 20-yard return. He took it from the 20 to the 40. Officials are, the nose of the ball is right on the 40-yard line. So let's see if Beverly can get something going here. They've got to put points on the board before the end of the half, I think, because
well, they get to show that they can move the ball.
Yeah.
I think is what they.
So they split 2 men out, and
yes, he's going to throw it.
Oh, and it's no. I think that was a screen that just did not work. The quarterback threw the ball over the hands of Clayton McAlpine. I think that was supposed to be a screenplay.
It was. Whether the receiver just didn't go out far enough or whether the quarterback just completely overthrew him. I don't know, but as you said, the receiver had no chance to get that. And,
it will be 2nd and 10, ball at the Panther 40.
If they could have got the ball to him quicker, there was some room over there.
Yeah, so they have 2 men wide left. And, oh boy, this is going nowhere. And it's a sweep around the right, and Lynn English just has it completely smelled out. It looked
that's a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, when Barry handed the ball off, that Lynn English people were already all over the back.
Down by number 11, Prince Brown.
So it'll be 3rd down and 17 for Beverly.
It will be 3rd and 17, ball at the Beverly 33.
So Beverly is there are 5 minutes 42 seconds left to go in the half, and clock running. They have 2 men wide to the right. Nick Berry is the quarterback. He's under center. He takes the snap, and it's a pass, and he eludes the 2 defenders. There he is. Oh, wait! Why wait? He was open. The guy was open for 3 or 4 seconds, and Barry just waited way too long.
It will be 4th down. There is a flag on the play.
It looks like it's against. There's a flag on the play. It looks like it may be against Lynn English. Let me see. Whatever it is, it's not going to give him a 1st down. No, it's against Beverly.
Yeah, I thought it was maybe an illegal receiver downfield.
That's what he's showing, illegal receiver downfield.
Yeah, that took way too long. The quarterback should have either thrown the ball or run the ball because he did have some room to run here. He had a lot of room to run, really. But he was definitely wired in on getting the pass off.
So Nick Berry standing on his 15, 16-yard line. He'll be punting the ball. Single safety. And he punts, and it's a low kick, and it looks like it's taking a Beverly bounce. And it's out at about the 40-yard line of Lynn English. So that was a pretty poor punt, giving Lynn English a great field position on their own 40-yard line. So again, Beverly was just moving backwards on that whole series.
And the punter rushed his punt. I think he could have taken a little more time and got off a better punt, but he was rushing it too much.
Yeah, he didn't need to.
A squibbler that was ineffective, really.
Yeah. So the Lynn English Bulldogs, who are leading the Beverly Panthers 14-0, take the ball over 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. They have 3 men wide left, 1 man wide right, and again it's to number 1, and he eludes one man, eludes another man, and
Well, the second man held him up, which was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't bring him down, but he stopped him in his tracks, and that allowed the defense to get to him.
Complete the Fowler on the Bulldogs sideline.
But
It was brought down
there was
by
no gain on that.
No, it was.
But again, I'm
effectively
just surprised that they had him about 3 yards before that, and the defender, he just slipped through the defender's hands. I just not like what I'm seeing with the kind of tackling that Beverly's showing me.
Well, that back is very good in the open field, and they know that. He keeps getting those quick passes out into the flat. He's very effective in the open field.
And so it's a handoff
But
to the
not so effective through the middle of the line. No.
Yeah, number 3, that's Ski Gaston, and again, that's a loss of about 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd and about 12, or what does he pace it? Yeah, it'll be 3rd and 12. So Beverly defense has stiffened up a little bit now. I think that they're.
Well, they put another man on the line the last couple of plays, which is, I think, what they have to do, because they had at the most 4 men on the line for most of the first quarter, and it was ineffective. The linebackers just weren't plugging the gaps because the English offensive line was just able to get downfield and clear a lot of room.
So the refs put the ball in play, and the clock is moving with 4 minutes and 12 seconds. And Lynn English again shows 2 men wide out left, two right, and Severance.
They're coming. Beverly looks like they're going to come.
And they do, and he rolls to his left, and there again. Why do they let him do that? Just wide open, those guys. And that was about a.
Complete to number 11, Prince Brown for a Bulldog.
It's about a 25-yard gain.
That's because the Panthers brought everybody almost to rush the quarterback, and that left the few guys left in the defensive backfield with a lot to do.
And he throws it. Oh, I thought that was an interference by Beverly. Look, he got away with it. Lynn English lined up very, very quickly that time, trying to catch Beverly off guard. They lined up, and so it's 3 minutes and 50 seconds with the clock stopped after that incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10 on the Beverly 43-yard line. Well, if Lynn English scores here, Bob, it's going to be a tough
it's going to be a tough second
half for Beverly. They've got to stiffen here and hold them, and perhaps put a score on and just make it a 1-score game. And Severance takes the snap in the shotgun. He throws it, and it's in. Oh, it's intercepted. No!
It's complete.
How did that happen?
The ball with the back one for the interception. He didn't get it. That left the receiver wide open.
Number 11, Prince Brown, for a 43-yard Bulldog touchdown pass.
And then he just the receiver now just turned very quickly and started running, and that left the other defensive back flat-footed.
Yeah, I thought it was intercepted. I
thought he had a good shot at it.
I thought he had it. I thought he intercepted the ball, or that he dropped it. Then. They're going to try to kick. It looks like Matt Severance, the quarterback. No, number 5. It was the kickoff.
Okay.
Devin Curley, and they try it, and it's no good. No, it's off to the left. Well, now we know why they don't kick.
Yeah, I guess not. I thought it was good from here. My depth perception is gone.
Well, it's with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first half. Lynn English is completely dominating Beverly here in this game, 22-0. And if Beverly has any chance to come back, they've got to score with this before the half.
They got 3 minutes and 41 seconds to do it.
Yeah, otherwise they're going to be going into the second half way behind.
They're going to leave themselves too much to do.
The last time Beverly had the ball, they started out 1st and 10, ended up 4th and 20. We got some sprinkles coming down here. We got some dark clouds coming by and dropping a couple of sprinkles, and then it gets sunny again. Then so.
Yeah, what is it with Manning Field and rain? You know, every time we come here, it rains, it sprinkles. Well, I feel like Joe Blitzflick here. You know, Every time I come to Manning Field, there's a black cloud over us.
Oh, Bob. All right, so Devin Curley will be kicking off again. Looks like this is the fourth or fifth time he's kicked off. And he kicks it, and again, it's a squibbing kick that looks like it's going to go out of bounds. No, he's got to pick it up. And and that looked like El Shrafi, I think. I think he was going to let the ball to see if the ball was going to go out of bounds so they'd get a penalty, but it didn't. It just died, and he had to pick it up. And so the Beverly will take over on about their own 26-yard line, 1st and 10, with 3 minutes, 37 seconds left in the first half.
Well, it turned out to be a nice run back. He eluded the first two tacklers pretty well.
Yeah,
and ended up,
I was afraid that they were going to have
they
the
could
ball.
have been buried deep in their own
Yeah.
zone right there.
16-yard line, taken all the way up to the 26, where he was stopped by number 28, Jidley Belize.
So Beverly comes out.
First and 10 Panthers.
They've got an I formation in back of Nick Berry. Now they split and they send 2 men out wide right, 1 man out wide left. They got El Shrafi and Pat Parsons out on the left, and it's a pass, and it's across the middle, and it looks, he's a horse, there he goes. That's what they needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's Clayton McAlpine, I do believe. No, Clark Marchand. Clark Marchand, no flags, and that was a quick slant over the middle. He got between the linebackers and then outran the defensive secondary.
Nice pass, quick release.
Quick, that's what they needed.
That's up at number 28.
That's the game at this level.
74-yard Beverly touchdown pass.
The quicker you get the ball to your running backs, your receivers, the better chance you get to make the play with.
Nick Berry to Clark Marchand.
Yeah, he split the linebackers there and then just outran the secondary.
He took 2 steps and he was all by himself. There was nobody backing up the linebackers.
So now they've got number 41 to do the extra point, and it looks like it's good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was Jack Laganis. So Barry didn't. So Jack Laganis. So it's a 20-7 game.
Pat Parsons is good. The score with 3:25 to go in the first half is now.
Which makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, you gotta. If you get those points on the board, that just gives you such a huge lift. And they did it rather quickly. They did it in under 20. I think it was 3:47. So in 22 seconds.
That was that one nice play.
Yeah.
Very quick. They spread the field, got the defense kind of spread out. Very spread out. And then they quick pass right over the middle to Clark Marchand. And as I said, he took 1 or 2 steps, and boy, there was nobody behind him. He had an open field. There was nothing between him and the goal line.
Yeah. And as he ran down, he showed us some speed because he started to separate himself from the defensive secondary there.
Well, I think he showed that last year. He has deceptive speed.
Yeah.
For his size, I think.
So Beverly will be kicking off, and again, it's Jack Laganis, who's a senior, who will be kicking off, number 41. And let's see if he can get good booming kickoff going and get Lynn English deep in their own territory. Looks like they got
they're kind of stacked for an onside kick
Prince
here.
Brown at 11. Prince Brown, number 11, is back. Yeah,
English is definitely looking for an onside kick.
Yeah, this might be. No, he booms it out, and it's caught at the 14-yard line, and he's up to over the 30. Yeah. So it's a nice 15, 16-yard return.
Well, it was a low line drive, and as I said, when you
can't. Those are the worst kind of kickoffs. Those low line drives, because your defense just can't get downfield. And
you're given the kick return to the first 10 yards.
Yeah, you really are.
There's 10 free yards, and because we can't get down the field that quickly.
Yeah, you got to get the ball high in the air, high and deep, so that your defenders can get down there. But when you get a line drive kick and the returner can take it on the run. Yeah. Like you say, Bobby. So it's 1st and 10 for Lynn English on their own 31-yard line. They give it to the first man through, and he gains about 3 up to about their 33-yard line, right up the middle.
Panther defense looked good on that. They stepped that out pretty good.
Yeah, so it's up to the about a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 for Lynn English. 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Looks like the clock has stopped. 3 minutes 9 seconds. Lynn English will be I think they'll be happy just to run the clock out here and not give the ball back to Beverly. So they might not be throwing passes. Just see if they can just run out the clock and get a first down. If they get a first down
that might do it.
Yeah, that just might do it if they stay on the ground. But they show 3 wide to the left, 1 wide to the right, and he's rolling to his left. And Severance, and he's, and again, number 1. He eludes 1 tackler. I can't believe this, number 1. He's so hard to bring down.
Yep. He's so small, I didn't even see him. I was watching the defense guy getting to the quarterback.
Yeah, that looked like a busted play.
I thought he threw it
like
away.
Severance was.
You're absolutely right. From where I'm sitting, anyway, where we're sitting, I thought he was throwing the ball out of bounds.
So I guess no talk about them just running. So it's a 1st and 10 at the 45. Give to the back. Number 3 gains about 8 yards, right up the gut.
Too easy.
Right up the middle. That's just too easy. Too easy. Lynn English is just outside of that one long 75-yard play for Beverly. It's just been all Lynn English, unfortunately.
They've been in control.
So it's second down and 3 for Lynn English on the Beverly 48-yard line. 2 minutes and 12, 2 minutes 11, the clock is running. It looks like Lynn English will probably stay in possession of this ball. Let's hope they don't put another score on the board, Bob.
Well, as you can see, they're doing so well against the Panther defense that the players, the Lynn English players on the sideline are into the game. You know, they're jumping around, cheering.
And he's rolling to his left, and he, look at, and that time he
did throw it away.
Yeah, he had a Beverly defender, number 72, Bill Woolley, who was chasing him, but it just, Woolley just straight with a, head of steam, but all Severance had to do was just take one little sidestep, and the guy runs past him for 5 yards. So yeah.
Well, it is to defend the defense on that play. That is hard to do when you're running full speed. You can't hesitate. You got to get to the quarterback, and if he can elude you just with a quick move or a yard or two, that's all he needs. And then you look bad running past him, but you're doing everything that you can do.
Yeah. Well, you can rush the throw. That time, of course, he didn't do what he had done on many other occasions, and that's get the ball right at the sideline to a receiver coming back. So Severance is looking at his coach. Coach is giving him some instructions. He's got 3 wide out right, 1 wide out left. In the shotgun, he takes the ball straight back. It looks like a run, and he's still on his feet, and it's a pass, and it's out of bounds.
Nice offensive line blocking on the part of Lynn English on that. He had a lot of time there to look downfield to pick his targets. He ended up throwing it out of bounds, but he had a lot of time.
So it's a 4th down and about 3, and it looks like Lynn English is opting to punt to keep Beverly down deep. And it's Nick Berry, number 10, who he's playing rather shallow.
I was going to say,
he's playing rather
he's
shallow.
playing a little bit in your face here. He's only playing like 15 yards off the line of scrimmage.
And well, what a nice punt. Deep, and it's at the 15-yard line. Now that was a good punt. It was deep and high, and it allowed the defenders to get right around surround Berry, so the only thing he could do is call for a fair catch.
Yeah, but he spelled that one out pretty good because he never moved a foot. He was standing right where the ball hit him right in the chest. He had it all figured perfectly.
Well, Beverly has a minute and 32 seconds. I would say they'll have to air it out here and just go for everything here. And try to put another score on the board. If they score here, they'll go into the second half with a lot of
that'll confidence. Turn the game around entirely, if you ask me.
Yeah. Oh, a nice spiral there by the referee, throwing the ball back to the sideline. All right, so Beverly takes over on their own 17-yard line. They got Pat Parsons and Almira Ashrafi on the right. And Berry is under center, and he throws out to the, oh boy, that's, he's trying to do, but you know,
Well,
you got to do that quicker.
yep.
You got to do that quicker. So there's a loss. No,
Berry's
wait,
pass complete
2
to
yards.
number 2, Amir Al-Shrafi.
So there's a gain of about 3 yards,
3
maybe
yards,
to the 19.
yeah.
So it's 2nd down and 7, and it's a
Loss
minute
of
and
2.
12. And he's got 3 wideouts to the wide side of the field, and there it is to the back. Oh, and he drops the ball. So that was Clark Marchand, and Clark Marchand dropped the ball. So now it's 3rd down and 8, and it looks like Beverly might have to give the ball up again if they don't convert a 1st down on this.
Well, if they don't throw the ball down the field right here is what I'm thinking. If they don't throw the ball downfield, I don't see how they're going to be able to, the only way they can retain possession.
Yeah. So Barry's got 3 men wide left, 1 man in back. He's under center.
I like the.
Takes the snap, and it's a pass all the way. He's waiting, and he's rolling to his left. And there's a short, quick pass, and it's to number 28, Clark Marchand. But he gets a 1st down at about the 30. That's 51 seconds left. So that was about a 8-yard, 9-yard gain. What got him the 1st down, Bob?
Yeah, and Marchand took a shot there.
He did.
Isaac Ramirez on the stop.
He bounced off the first tackler, but I'm telling you, it was a good shot that he took.
So the ball is right. The nose of the ball is right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Beverly. The 51 seconds. They just got to throw the ball downfield, and at this point, I think this is going to be the last series of the half, I believe.
Right now, they need a receiver like number 1 for Lynn English. I don't know what the lad's name is, but
no, that's Matties Fowler, Mathies. I hope I'm pronouncing that
he's small,
correctly.
but he's always open. And
he's a freshman, and he's the smallest guy on the field.
Yeah.
We were watching him warm up, and we thought, boy, that guy there. Oh, he's on the. And he's just been the difference in this game.
Yeah,
He's I don't know how many catches he's made so
far,
but I would say
he's open a lot. He's he doesn't always have the ball thrown to him, but boy, he has a knack, a faculty for getting into the open.
He does, and then he knows what to do once he gets the ball.
He's good after the catch,
very
too.
elusive.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that young man. Okay. So 51 seconds. Beverly comes up to the line of scrimmage. The ball is squarely on the 30-yard line. Shrafi wide left, and I think it's Clark Marchand. Right, and Marchand on the left. Nick Berry has 1 man in back of him. Fakes to the back, and he's rolling to his right, and there's nobody there. And he gets up to about the 37-yard line. So a gain of about 7 yards, but that took 7 seconds. Clock stopped on the out of bounds.
The left defensive end was completely unblocked. And I think that's what kind of busted that play.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He was right in on. And I think that was going to be a pass play, but then once that end.
Quarterback options were narrowed considerably.
What are they doing here? Timeout? Looks like a timeout. No.
For English?
Yeah, Lynn English is taking a timeout. 44 seconds left in the half. Beverly 7 and English Bulldogs 20. And aside from, I think, 1 play or so, this has been all English, Lynn English. Matt Severance has just looked very good at quarterback. Very cool, very composed. And he's got, so he probably is very, very glad he has a freshman number 1 on his
he's made the best of his opportunities. He throws the ball. He's got a quick release. I'm really impressed with that. Just a 1 or 2 step back and wings it, and he's able to control the game just by the fact that he can get rid of the ball so quickly, and that sets it up for his running backs. I'm impressed with him.
Is he going down? You want anything? We'll send him down.
No, I'm good.
Coca-Cola downstairs. Whatever you want.
I'm okay.
And so Beverly comes out on their own 37-yard line. Barry with the ball. He throws, and it's complete to Clark Marchand, and he's trying to get out of bounds, but he's not successful. No, he is. So they got another first down, and it's 36 seconds. So Beverly, if they would have done this kind of thing earlier in the game, they wouldn't be behind 20-7. I don't think.
Well, that 7 points that they scored a couple of minutes ago was important because now they are showing a little bit of cohesion.
Oh, go! Why is he stopping it? I think Marchand. I think the quarterback thought that there was going to be a penalty throw. He just stopped playing, but it clearly was a block from the back, from what I could see. And the ref just...
Everybody in the stands called it.
Yeah, except the ref.
We're on the Lynn English side.
So they got a 2-yard gain on it. But why did he all of a sudden stop? I mean...
No, I don't... Well, what he did, I think that he incorrectly, was he cut to the inside. He should have just run it out of bounds, stop the clock, and take the gain that he had.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I thought he was going to do. And then, because that's where all the defenders were, in the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. So he just... Well, when you get a quarterback like that, a first-year quarterback, not a lot of experience.
And you want to get as much, he's thinking, I want to get as much out of this as I can.
Yep.
And instead of saying, well, it'd be better if I just settle for 3 yards and stop the clock. And,
Yeah. Well, and you got to, an experienced quarterback is going to look at the situational, where they are on the field and the time and everything. And so 23 seconds, and Beverly has a 2nd and 8 on their own 45-yard line.
3 guys split left, three receivers split left, and it looks like they're going to have some room out there because the defense is not standing with them. No.
So it's a complete to Almir El-Shrafi, and the clock is running with 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10.
Barry's pass complete to Amir El-Shrafi.
Quick play.
And he gets out of bounds. Clark Marchand at the 45-yard line. 2 seconds.
Pass complete to number 28. Marchand stepped out of bounds at the Lynn English 45, where it will be first and 10.
Now this would have to be a 55-yard field goal. But I think that they just got to throw the longest pass they can here. The ball is in play.
Well, in warm-up, they were throwing it this far, but I think problem will be getting an open receiver down there.
Oh, thank you. And last play of the game, it's complete to Pat Parsons. I didn't see Beverly throw any long bombs. I didn't see him throw any long passes. I don't know if they have that in their repertoire. They didn't have any halfback option passes or anything like that, which they did last year. They had those halfback option passes and so forth. So at the end of the first half, it's the English Bulldogs 20 and the Beverly Panthers 7. So, Bob, what's your assessment of the first half of today's game?
Well, as you stated, that through most of the first half, English was definitely in control. Their lines were dominating. The second half of the second period, Beverly started to assert itself. They scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point, and started to look a lot better than they did through the first probably 20 minutes of the game. But the second half, they're going to have to build on that. They're going to have to say, well, we can move the ball against this team. We can stop them. So I think that the first couple of the series through the third period are going to be very important for Beverly. They have got to move the ball, and they've got to stop English from moving the ball. But they seem to be doing that toward the end of the first half.
So what do you think they have to do to stop Lynn English, their offense? They just usually Dan Bauer, the coach before Andrew Morrissey, was very good at being able to come up with
take a halftime adjustment.
So let's see if Coach Morrissey can do that. And with the timeout with the first half over, and it's at Manning Field. It's the Lynn English Bulldogs 20 and the Beverly Panthers 7, and we'll be back for second half action in just a minute.
You are watching BevCam. Here, anyone can come to the studio to make their own local TV show. Contact us with your idea. We'll help you get started with producing your own show, editing it, and then we'll broadcast it to all of Beverly for your friends and family to see. You might even get some new fans. We also film local events like sports, music, city council meetings, and more. If you miss out on anything in town, you can catch up on it here. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Contact us at 978-927-5544 or email us at admin@bevcam.org.
Creativity is putting your imagination to work, and it's produced the most extraordinary results in human culture. Dreams come from inspiration. Inspiration comes from an idea. And ideas come from creativity. We believe in raising up a new generation of creative minds. And it all starts with you. Help sponsor the award-winning Beverly High School Media Program so the students can have the resources they need to make dreams happen.
All right, we're back here at Manning Field in Lynn, Massachusetts for the second half of this game between the hometown Lynn English Bulldogs and the visiting Beverly Panthers. The score at halftime is 20 for Lynn English and 7 for Beverly. Beverly will be kicking off to open up the second half. The first half was pretty well dominated by Lynn English, both on offense and defense. Beverly showed a little bit of spots of brightness there with a couple of long possessions, but then they fumbled the ball. They had one great play that covered 75 yards, which accounted for all of their points, whereas Lynn English was just able to move the ball up and down the field seemingly at will, running, passing. You know, they have a very mobile quarterback in Matt Severance. And here we go, the kickoff, and it's a nice deep kickoff actually to Prince. Oh, it'll come out to the 20. Yeah, actually, a waste of a good kickoff. But it'll keep the English Bulldogs back on their 20-yard line. They'll start off the third quarter, 1st and 10 on their own 20. Matt Severance has done a very good job for Lynn English as quarterback. I do believe that, as we stated before, he's been the starting quarterback for 3 years now. So he's got a lot of experience and game savvy. He's quick, and he keeps the Beverly defense guessing when he rolls out, whether he can run with the ball, he can pass the ball, and it looks like he's got some good receivers. This guy Prince, Prince Brown, and Mathis Fowler, who we've noticed #1. So they come out 3 men wide right, and it's a give to the fullback, and look, he's right up the middle for 10, 12. Oh, and there he goes, all the way down to the 40-yard line of Beverly. That's a 40-yard gain. They're right up the middle. Not a Beverly man touched him. Not a Beverly man laid hands on him until he was about 30 yards.
Bulldog carry #3, Ski Gaston. 40-yard gain on the play, and a Bulldog
That was
first down
Ski
and
Gaston,
1st and
and
10
it's
ball at
down to the
Beverly
40-yard line of Beverly. And Severance back to back. Long pass to #11, Prince, but
40-yard carry,
he's
Ski
well
Gaston.
defended by Beverly
pass
there.
intended for #11, Prince Brown, incomplete.
I think that looked like Duncan Moreland, number 23, for Beverly. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 after that run up the middle. That went for 40 yards. And Severance is in the shotgun. 2nd down and 10 on the 40 of Beverly. He gives it to #3 again, right up the middle. Same kind of play. And again, he ran for 8 or 10 yards before Beverly even laid a hand on him.
Up the middle for the Bulldogs.
Excellent blocking by. So it's a 1st down at the 30-yard line for. And they continue to do what they did in the first half. They're just moving the ball right up the field, running, passing, again to #3. No, it's Severance, a fake to #3. Nice fake. He had me faked as well. And he's down to about the 17-yard line, and another 1st down.
And the left side of the Beverly of the offensive line for English was just wide open. It could have driven a bus through that hole.
And Lynn English is just showing us something here. They're just running all over Beverly. So Severance coming. He's got 2 men wide out right, 2 men wide out left. He's in the shotgun. And he's looking back at his coaches, giving them some signals. And it's 1st and 10 on the 18-yard line of Beverly. And he gives it to the fullback, number 22. And again, he gains about 10 yards right up the middle. Right up the gut. Quick hitter.
Quick hitter, and it's just 5 yards past the line of scrimmage before Beverly recovered.
Number 22, Miguel Ramos.
So it looks like a 2nd down in about a half a yard.
It will be 2nd and 1, ball at the Beverly 9.
So they've got Beverly back on their heels here, the Beverly defense. And it's 2nd and 1 at the. And he's rolling to his left, Severance. He passes it, and it's and it's a nice play by the Beverly defender. That was number 33.
33, I can't.
Who's Mike Anderson, and that was #1. Anderson has a lot of size on #1. I don't know how big #1 is, but he can't be more than about 5'6" or 5'5".
No, he's about my size, which is
Fowler, incomplete.
Basically a non-competitive size unless you got a lot of speed.
So it's 3rd and 1 at the 9-yard line. They've got about a half a yard to go. And again, they spread the Beverly defense out. They got 3 men wide right. And it's a keeper by Severance, and he gets about 5 yards. So it'll be a 1st down and goal at about the 5-yard line. Where the refs pay, right at the 5, the nose of the ball at the 5. So Lynn English has a 1st and goal at the 5. Barely 2 minutes into this
Well, it would seem that
third
whatever
quarter.
adjustments were made at halftime, English made the better ones because they've just moved the ball rather easily here.
And Beverly is just running around. They weren't even set. And finally, is he going to push him in or not? They're very close to the goal line, but Beverly defense stiffened up. That was Ski Gaston,
He kept his legs
number
moving.
3. Yeah, so
Take
it's
it down to the 1 yard line.
so it's a 2nd and goal at the 1 yard line.
There will be 2nd and goal from the Panther 1.
Gaston kept his legs churning, and he just kept going. It took like 3 or 4 Beverly defenders to bring him down.
Beverly was just we're still shifting its position when the ball was snapped. They had guys on the wrong side of the field, the wrong side of the ball, and that's not good.
No.
So you got number 1 in motion, and it looks like a keeper for. Whoa! I don't think he made it. He dove and right midair he got bounced back in midair and didn't make it in.
He left his feet. He looked like he was going to just
just dive
do
in.
the Sam Bam Cunningham thing and dive over the line. But he got crunched halfway.
Yeah, he just got
halfway through his leap.
Yeah, he might have been better off keeping his feet.
Yeah, exactly. He's got such a short distance to go. He could just fall forward, really.
So Beverly kind of stiffening up here.
Well, that's because now their back is right on the goal line, so now they've got most of the defense is on the line, and I think that has been a big problem.
And I think they made it that time. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
All they had to do is get a half a yard, just push forward. So that makes the score Lynn English 26 and Beverly 7, and that was 6 minutes and 57 seconds left in the third quarter. And we'll see whether Lynn English opts to kick or go for a 2-point conversion. It looks like they're going for a 2-pointer. The coach is conferring with his quarterback, and Severance runs back to the huddle.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. If they make it, it puts that much more pressure on Beverly.
And they got number 1 in motion to the left, and Severance rolls to the left, and he's throwing to number 1, and it goes through his hands. Yeah, there was the well thrown ball, and it went right through number 1's hands.
Conversion pass is no good. The score was 6:53.
Looked like he shot on it a little bit, but
Bulldogs 26, Panthers 7.
So with 6 minutes and 53 seconds left in the third quarter, right at the beginning of the third quarter, the score is English 26 and Beverly 7. So Beverly's got a lot of comeback here. They got to score at least 3 touchdowns to get back in this game.
And right here is where they've got to put on some kind of a drive.
So Lynn English took that opening second half kickoff and just drove all the way downfield.
Yeah, no, they looked very impressive as they did in the throughout the first period. They're just moving the defense off the line of scrimmage, and I think they're in control.
So Beverly has Clark Marchand back and Pat Parsons back on about their own 15-yard line. And again, the kicker for Lynn English is Devin Curley. And he takes the ball at looks like Parsons, and he gets the ball out almost to the 30-yard line before he gets thrown out of bounds. They're going to mark it at about the 28. So Beverly will take over 1st and 10 for the first possession of the second half at their own 28-yard line. And Bob, what do you think?
Well, I think on that particular play, that was a nice kick, and the kick returner didn't have any time to get his wheels spinning, so he did well to just get the 10 yards that he did get. But that first drive by Lynn English was really impressive and had to be kind of depressing for the Beverly defense, how easily English went down the field.
So, and it's a pass to the flat, number 2, Almir El-Shrafi, and he's fighting, and it takes about 7 English Bulldogs to bring him down after about a gain of 5 yards, I would say. So El-Shrafi fought for that. But the difference here is that when English throws that ball to the flat, the guy is open and no Beverly defenders around him, and just vice versa. He had 5 defenders all around him. So it's a give to the first man, and it's a gain of about 4 yards. It'll be very close. It'll be about 3rd down and 1. Very close. Where are they marking the ball? I think they gave him a bad mark. But anyway, it's 3rd down and 1.
Brought down by number 3.
Nick Berry in the backfield. He's got 3 men wide right. They got to get a first down here. And and he's tackled in the backfield. Yeah, it's 4th down. A loss of 2.
They've got to punt here. They can't fool around from this position.
No, they got to punt there.
It's too far to go, and they're still in their own territory.
He was thrown for a 3-yard loss on the play.
But as you stated
looks like
correctly, I thought that play, a couple of plays back when the running back, it took 7 men to bring him down. And the problem is that there shouldn't have been 7 men there to bring him down. He wasn't that far past the line of scrimmage. He should have been much freer than that.
Well, it looks like Beverly is going for it. Boy, what a gamble this is. No, now they're calling now they're calling a timeout. Maybe they're having second thoughts. Boy, oh boy.
Let's reconsider that thought.
Yeah, this is, I think, they lined up like they were going for it with about a 4th and 3 at the ball at their own 35-yard line. But the way Lynn English has been moving the ball, I think they'd be better off here. They still have a quarter and a half to play. Now they're bringing their kicking team out. They got to watch so they don't get called for a delay of game here. And
there comes a time when discretion is the better part of valor here.
Yep.
You just have to punt here. I don't see any other way of approaching this.
So Prince Brown for Lynn English is back deep. And Beverly breaks the huddle. And they've got Nick Berry back to punt.
This would be a good spot for a trick play right here.
And then, there's a good punt. High and deep. And fair catch is called for by Prince. And
Brown with the fair catch at the Bulldog 35.
Prince Brown and Lynn English will take over for their second possession of the second half.
They're on the 35-yard line?
They're on their own 35-yard line.
Well, I think very much the game could hinge on this offensive series for English and defensive series for the Panthers.
Well, this is if English scores here, I think it's
party time. If Beverly can stiffen and hold, and put on
and he gives it to the fullback, and he gains about 2 or 3 yards right up the gut. Right up the middle, so it'll be 2nd down and about 8. The refs place the ball at the 37-yard line, about just straddling the 37-yard line hash mark. So Lynn English will have a 2nd and 8 on their own 37. And clock is stopped with 4:56 left in the 3rd quarter. I don't know why there's a stoppage. Must have been a timeout or something. No. And Severance, who has been conferring with his coach on the sideline, runs back to the huddle. I'm very impressed with this Matt Severance.
Yes, I am.
Bob?
Yep, very much.
He's got 2 men wide left, 2 men wide right. He's pointing something out there, pointing to one of the defensive men. He is rolling to his left, and still rolling, and he throws it out of bounds. He was intending it for number 1, Mathis Fowler. But that time the Beverly defense had him under a lot of pressure.
They had him strung out. And
Yeah.
He didn't really have any place to throw it, so he
Yeah.
finally threw it out of bounds because it was just not any options at all. Never mind many options.
So it'll be a third down, and boy, oh boy, the refs are the ball was straddling the 37, and now it's almost at the 38.
Well, if English can keep calling timeouts, they might get a first down here just by default.
And so he's rolling to his left, and he throws a long ball, and it's intercepted by Beverly. Yes. Yep.
I was watching that, and
that was number 33, Mike Anderson, who batted the ball away from. Yeah. So Beverly, this is what they needed.
Severance pass intended for number 1, Matthews Fowler, was intercepted.
And Anderson had his eye on the quarterback all the way. I could see that coming.
Yeah.
As soon as the quarterback released it, I said, this is either going to be incomplete or intercepted. Yeah. And he was zeroed in on that.
Yeah,
play. He knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, well, the defensive man has every right to the ball, as we all know. He can go up there and catch the ball.
You throw it up in the air, it's anybody's ball.
So Beverly will take over on their own 29-yard line, and they desperately need a score here to put themselves back into this game. So Nick Berry takes the snap, and it's a keeper. And look at Nick Berry. He breaks a couple tackles, and he's down to the 37-yard line of Lynn English. That was a quarterback keeper up the middle all the way, and I think he was surprised he broke through the line of scrimmage because he kind of stopped.
He hesitated right there.
He did, yeah. He hesitated. And it looked like for a second there, he might outrun the secondary. And now and it's a pass to number 5, to Paxton, and Parsons, rather. And now Beverly just seeming to move the ball very quickly.
That was a nice play there.
Yeah, Pat Parsons, and they lined up very quickly and snapped the ball very quickly.
And they had 2 receivers on that side,
and they were wide open.
Horizontally, they threw the ball to the up man, the one that was on the sideline, and
so
it was an easy completion.
Yeah, that he was wide open there, and so there's a timeout. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. So this is what Beverly has needed now. That they're looking good here since that interception. Maybe that's what they needed, change in momentum. If they can score here, it'll be a two-score game, and if they can hold Lynn English like they did on that last series, this might be a new game. It's 4 minutes 20 seconds left in the third quarter, so we still have about a quarter and a half to play. So all is not lost, Bob.
Not at all. If as you said, if they score here, Beverly's definitely in the game. It won't be much time left in this period, but a good defensive stand, and they'll be in a good spot.
So the ball is on the 18-yard line of Lynn English, and I sense after the. I sense a kind of a uptick in spirit over for Beverly.
They needed something like that.
Yeah,
they seem and they've been in the game. The kids on the sideline here have been in the game. Since the first period.
So they got 3 men wide out to the right, and it's a pass to El Shrafi, and he's trying to get around the end, and he's down to about the 13-yard line. So that's a gain of about 5. So they're going to place the ball on the 13. So it's a game about 5, 2nd and 5. And Beverly comes out. They huddle up. They line up quickly. And Barry is in the shotgun. And again, it's a keeper. And he had an opening there, but it closed very quickly, Bob.
Quickly, yep.
Yeah. Got down to about the 11, maybe 12, 11. Where they going to spot the ball?
That play got snuffed very quickly. It almost had no chance.
Brought down by number 53, Jake Miller.
So it's a 3rd down and 5. They've got to get down to the 8-yard line to get another first down. Well, there's Barry up, and he throws it, and it's going to be close. It's down to about the 9. Down to about the 9-yard line.
Did he get out of bounds? Looked like he did.
Yeah, he did. The clock is running. Okay. The ref didn't show. That's strange. He was way out of bounds. So it's a 4th down and 1.
Various pass.
And,
Number 28 clock mark in.
3 minutes and 3 seconds
This is
left in the third
interesting
quarter.
call right here.
Yeah.
On the play. It will
Yeah.
be 4th and 1. Ball at the Bulldog 9.
I'm going to guess it's a keeper.
And it's a keeper, and he makes the ball. He gets down to about the 5, 6. So Beverly will have a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. And they've speeded up the tempo now.
Yeah, very much, and it was a good call. That was
Look, and they're lined up. They're not letting the Bulldogs get set. They're coming to the line of scrimmage, and there's a pass. And, the interference.
It looked like it,
that was interference.
I don't know. It was hard to tell from here, but it looked like he pushed him.
Yeah, and I think the receiver was a little bit miffed as well. That was Pat Parsons. Yeah, that was a nice pass. And it looked like the defender might have interfered a little bit, but the refs are closer to the.
They're standing right there, and from where we're sitting, the angle and the depth perception are tricky.
So it's 2nd down and goal, and looks like Parsons. What's going on here? Okay, the coach. It looks like there was a mix-up on the setup for Beverly, and the coach looks a little upset. Andrew Morency, the back was on the wrong side of the field, wrong side of the formation, and he had to call a timeout for fear of getting called for this. This would be a bad place to be called for delay of game because these yards down here are tougher because you can't.
Well, the defense is bunched into
that's
tight
right.
area.
Yeah,
it's harder to effectively work a play. But speeding up the offense is a good way to attack it. Hurry up offense and some quick hitters is the way to attack it when the defense gets bunched up. So
it's the 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line for Beverly. It looked like they had a lot of momentum going, and then nothing. It's something like this that just kind of takes your takes your momentum away, kind of slows it down.
English has done a very good job of calling timeouts just as Beverly looked like they might be gaining momentum.
Yeah.
That's at least the 2nd one, probably the 3rd.
Where the pizza is now here.
And the sun has come back out again, huh, Bob?
I'm happy to say.
Yeah.
As a sun worshiper, I'm glad to see it.
So Beverly comes out. They have the ball at the 6-yard line, and looks like the Lynn English line is getting readjusted. And Barry waiting. He takes the snap. Oh, and he's totally untouched. Yeah. Totally untouched. Like loss of about 10 yards.
Sacked for a loss by number 53, Jake Miller.
Oh, he was untouched. Completely untouched.
Uncontested. Yep.
Yeah, he just ran right up to him, and so it's a 3rd down. Boy, what a way to stall a drive, to just moving the ball so well. Man was untouched. Oh, now there's whistles. And it's a timeout for
Beverly, I think.
Boy, this is a very crucial. They've got to score here. If they don't score here, it'll be they'll be going into the 4th quarter 3 scores down. Bob,
that sounds out. That's the way things are going. That's going to be almost too much to ask.
Beverly has shown just flashes of good play, but they just can't seem to string it together.
Yeah, I was just, as you was talking, I was trying to figure out what went wrong with that play, whether there was supposed to be, the quarterback was supposed to get rid of the ball much faster, or whether somebody just missed a blocking assignment because the right defensive end for English was just totally untouched. He just came in like a runaway train. Nobody stepped in front of him at all.
So Beverly has the ball on their 14. On the Lynn English 14-yard line. They've got to punch it in. It's 3rd down and goal. And oh boy, broken play. And the quarterback has to scramble for 3 or 4 yards. Boy, they really need. And there's a Lynn English man injured. No, he gets up very quickly.
Nick Perry on the carry.
Now that play just broke down. It just broke down almost as soon as it started. It broke down. I don't know what happened.
But I'm going to tell you, the whole left side of the defensive backfield there was just open space. If a receiver could have just taken 3 steps off the line of scrimmage, he'd be all by himself on that last play. And of course, the play was not designed as a pass, but wow.
So Beverly comes out. It's a 4th down and goal on the 12-yard line, 11-yard line. And Nick Berry waiting to take the snap. He takes the snap. And again, and it's, he throws it. And it's a touchdown. Almir Al-Shrafi brings the ball down. Yeah, he threw that ball in desperation.
That was one of those plays where.
And you know what happened is that the defender jumped up for the ball and came down. He mistimed his jump. Yeah, because he was all over. By the time the ball got there, the defender had a time to adjust, but he mistimed his jump.
And Al-Shafri had got in front of him, so the defender had to be careful. He couldn't reach around and interfere.
Yep. So we're going for they're going to kick for this, and the ball's down, and it's blocked.
That's a loose ball. That's a free ball.
Yeah, that's a free ball if it's No, it's blocked. So Beverly now is scored. They have the score is 26-13, still in favor of the English Bulldogs.
Score with 1:06 to go in the third quarter is now Bulldogs 26, Beverly 13.
So there's a minute and 6 seconds left in the third quarter, Bob, and boy, that last touchdown there was just a heart stopper, wasn't it?
The coaches had to have seen the same thing I saw. Man, the play prior to the touchdown pass. I mean, there was you could have parked 6 semis out here. There was nobody out there.
Yeah.
The pass they did. They threw it to that side, which was.
Well, they threw it over number 1, who we've been singing his praises, when he catches the ball. But he is a very short guy, and if you get the ball up in the air with a big receiver, and Beverly does have some, they've got some 6'3".
They've got some big targets.
Yeah, and so this guy's probably 5'6". So Beverly will be kicking off. And it's a high kick, and it's taken at about the 6-yard line by number 11, Prince. And he's down at the 20-yard line. So it's about a 14-yard return. Boy, he was holding that ball. I thought there might be a fumble on that.
Precariously. He was slowed down, but the first man down slowed him down.
Yeah.
Although he didn't make the tackle, he effectively slowed him enough so that the kick returner wasn't going to go too far.
20 where it's stopped by number 23, Duncan Bowling.
So Lynn English will take over on on their own 20-yard line, the nose of the ball right at the 20. 1st and 10, and I think Beverly now has a renewed sense of spirit out there. You can tell it in the players, but if they hold them here and score, this game will go down to the wire. So it's a give to the fullback up the middle, and he's fighting for yardage. He gained about an extra 3 yards there just on his own, just keeping his legs churning, huh, Bob?
That's what you have to do. If you keep your legs moving, good things will happen.
Yeah, and so it's a 2nd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. They've got to get the ball to the 30-yard line. So Severance is in the shotgun. And Severance takes the ball, and I don't think he gained anything on that. Maybe a yard. That was a quarterback keeper, and right up the middle, but I think he gained 1 yard.
Yeah. About the 32.
About the 32-yard line, yeah. So it's a 3rd down and about 3. They've got to get out to the 30. They started this series on the 20.
Right on the 20. Right.
And there's a timeout on the field, and there's a change of the quarter is over. Meanwhile, how could there was a timeout and the clock kept running? I don't understand what happened there.
I don't know, man. they haven't changed sides, so I'm wondering if
Or-
the official time is not coincide with the time on the clock.
Yeah, there was a timeout called, and then the clock kept running. No, 3 seconds he's showing, I
Okay.
think, if I can. No, I'm good, thank you. If I interpret the ref's signal, he says there's 3 seconds left in the third quarter. So, well, this will tell here. This they have to get. It's a 3rd and 2. They have to get the ball to the 30. If Beverly holds, the Bulldogs will have to punt. So here's Severance,
From English, they get a lot of space out to the right there.
and he's number 1 is in motion. He's rolling to the and he throws it to number 1 again. No, he drops the ball.
That
He
was
slid. It was a sliding attempt by number 1, and he dropped the ball, so it'll be a 4th down. So Lynn English will be forced to punt. This is what we needed, Bob.
well,
We
yeah,
needed
it was, and that was exactly the
hold.
right call from English's point
Yeah.
of view. They only a quick pass to number 1 was going to solve that predicament for them. But
Yeah.
number 1 just he didn't have a really good angle at the ball, but he dropped it. He should have caught it. But he dropped it.
So and the Severance is very good rolling to his left. Of course, he's a lefty, and sometimes a lefty quarterback throws a defensive players off because they're not used to the ball being in that hand. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is Lynn English 26, Beverly 13. And I think we still have ourselves a ball game here.
We definitely do. Beverly's got to mount a serious drive here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that English is not going to do anything but
No,
punt.
I think they've got a punt. Yeah. And we still have a whole quarter to play, and like that the scoring play that one of the scoring plays that Beverly had, it took 22 seconds.
And English's kicking game leaves a little bit to be desired, so a short punt with a decent return here would be a nice turn of events.
And it's
for
a
Beverly.
high punt, but it's not very deep. Oh, and it takes a Lynn English bound. Oh, does it ever? Yeah, down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah. He got 12 yards.
Yeah, he got. Yeah,
the
that was a
ball hit.
high, but yeah, they got lucky on that bounce.
Well,
So-
on punts and kicker, the luck usually favors the kicker. The ball is spinning in that direction. It will usually bounce favorably for the kicking team. But
Okay, so Beverly takes over. They come out of the huddle very quickly. They have the ball on their own 34-yard line, 1st and 10. 10 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We really have the whole fourth quarter left to play, and it's a give to McAlpine, and McAlpine fights. He was caught in the backfield, and he kept fighting. He gained about 7 or 8 yards after that initial hit.
defender had him right by the ankles. And didn't look like he was going to
So they're
release him, and McAlpine
They
just
give him
kept
a-
churning and broke free.
And Beverly comes out very quickly. They should snap the ball very quickly because Lynn English is all disorganized. Look at this. They're not even in position.
That's what I'm saying. The hurry-up offense here is...
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't do that. And they're, oh boy, that is a dangerous play.
Wow, that was...
He had about 3 defenders that could have picked that off. That's
And nothing but all open space between them.
yeah,
and the goal
no,
line,
that
yeah.
was yeah.
It will be 3rd and
But
3.
yeah, Beverly's coming to the ball quickly. Now they got a 3rd down and 3. Now let's get a 1st down here because they've got to make it here or they'll be forced to punt. I'm afraid. So Barry is back in the shotgun position, and he takes the ball up the middle, and
He made it.
I think he made it.
Yeah, I think so.
He made it, boy, and it was close, but he made it. So
Well, he was quite far back. He was back 4 or 5 yards, and the snap. He had to reach up to get the snap. So
yeah,
On the carry.
under the circumstances, everything was going.
and Beverly's right on the ball. That as soon as the ref puts it in play, Beverly is right there now. There's some good blocking. It's a long pass. And he's got it. Oh, yes, he's got it down to the 15-yard line. That's what we need.
Actually,
And who was that they caught? Clark Marchand, I think.
I don't know, but he was well led.
Yeah, there's a beautiful pass. Clark Marchand.
Clark
And there-
Marchand for a big Tampa
and
game.
There were
Beverly-
a couple of defenders right there were just kind of standing around watching. A little surprised. I thought maybe that pass might be in trouble, but it was. Well
And it's a
executed.
give to McAlpine, who's fighting, and he gets about 5 yards down to the 10-yard line. So it looks like Beverly, with 9 minutes, 28 seconds left in the game, Beverly is moving the ball very well. They started at
I like the way McAlpine runs. He keeps his legs churning at
Yeah.
all times.
The Bulldog 11.
and there's the ball. Oh, and he's overthrew the man. He had him. He was open, but he overthrew Parsons.
Barry's pass
Pat
intended
Parsons.
for Pat Parsons incomplete.
Well, let's go. Come on. It's 3rd down and 6. Let's not stop the drive here.
Well, I think it's
They've
go
got-
for it on 4th down
Oh
territory.
yeah, oh, of
So
course,
there's
yes.
there's
And
two more downs here.
they've got 2. Yeah, they got 2 downs to make 6 yards. So, yeah, you got to hand it to Beverly. They're not laying over and dying. You know, they. It's number. Oh, what was that? That was hard to figure out.
That was lucky it wasn't intercepted, is what that was.
Well, the guy had it in his hands. Number 4 had it, and it looked like the pass was to him.
Yeah.
I was kind of deceived. I thought that was a Beverly player at first. So it's 4th down now and 6. Yeah, so Beverly's...
Timeout, Beverly.
This is going to be an interesting play. 4th and 6 is a tough down in yardage, but it's a must make. I mean, they're down here now, and you got to figure out how many chances they're going to get down here.
Yeah, they've got to score here, because that'll make it a whole different game then. You know, if they hold Lynn English on the next series, they could go ahead, actually.
I'm thinking you got to think end zone here, and although you got 5 yards to make a 1st down, but at this stage of the game and the way things are going, I think something into the end zone is the answer here.
So there's a timeout on the field for, what is that? No, 9 minutes. 9 minutes and 1 second left in the game. And Beverly has a 4th down and 6 on the Lynn English 11-yard line. We'll see what Coach Morency can dial up here to keep this drive going or score a touchdown.
This is a tough call. I mean, this has got to be a coach's nightmare as far as what do you call here. It's hard to come up with a 4th and 6 when you're down almost on the other team's goal line. If it were me, I'd throw it in the end zone and say, yeah, let's put 3 guys in the end zone, throw it out there, and hope we can have a catch like we had down here.
All right, Bob, we're gonna see what happens. And they flood the left side, the wide side of the field. They have 3 men out on the left, and they have El Shrafi. Now he's back of the, and oh no, oh no, oh, it looks like, and it's batted down.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be a reverse, the quarterback, and they just muddled it up there. Again, they let those defensive linemen come through and harass the quarterback. It seems like Severance never has to deal with that. You know, he's
the line play is where this game is being won and
Bulldogs
lost.
take over on downs. It will be 1st and 10, ball at their own 10.
No, they lost a yard.
How did they lose a yard?
Well, I thought they had to get down to the 11, but I thought the ball was at the 11. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, on an incompleted pass, how can you lose a yard?
No, I said I meant that Lynn English lost a yard. Oh boy, look at that! Right up the middle, and he gains 12 yards, and they get out from under the shadow of their goalposts. That's a killer. That's a killer. You know, you can't get 10 and 4, and they get 12 and 1.
No,
Right up the middle.
Yep.
And they're just shoving shoving the center of the Beverly defensive line out of the way.
You're right. In my opinion, they're putting too much reliance on their linebackers, and the linebackers are just getting moved around.
So Lynn English comes out. They have a first down on their 23-yard line, and it's a give to the fullback, and he gets dropped after about a 2-yard gain out to about the 25.
Now that's exactly what you want your linebackers to do.
Yeah.
You know,
So
to plug the holes in the line and meet the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage.
So it's 2nd down and 7. Looks like Lynn English, number 22, comes off with a slight injury. He's kind of favoring his left hand. And Matt Severance goes back to the huddle. Beverly defenders waiting for the play. So they got number 1 off to the, and it's again, it was that same play where I can't believe they can't tackle that guy. They had him for a loss, and he still made another 3 or 4 yards. But it's a 3rd down. They gained about a yard on that, I would say.
Yeah.
After all, but that was that same play where they broke it, where he seems to hide that ball, and then all of a sudden it comes popping out to that number 1, who's kind of trailing him.
And who is very good in the open field.
Yeah, he is. So it's 3rd down and about 6 for Lynn English at their own 26-yard line. So if the Beverly puts a stop on them here, they'll get the ball back. Well, they got number 1 again in motion, and it's a long pass to number 2, and he drops the ball. There. Oh boy, that ball was that couldn't have been better thrown. That was right in stride.
Hit him right in the hands.
Right in stride, and he had split the 2 defenders.
Hit him in the worst possible spot, right in the hands. But
wow.
Because he was looking back and into the sun, so we can cut him a little bit of slack. But boy, that was if that wasn't a touchdown, it was a long gain.
I think that would have put a stake in Beverly's heart if they would have completed that one. So I can't see who they've got back deep. So the Elmir Sharafi is back. Elmir El Sharafi is back. Then the kicker is kicking from his 15. Oh, it's a bad kick. It's high. Let's hope it doesn't take a... Okay, so Beverly will take over on about their own 45-yard line. So they have good field position. That wasn't a very good punt.
Well, he didn't even look like he was trying to get the thing out of it for any distance. He kind of just punted it. And I don't know why he would do that. But
he didn't seem to. He didn't seem to put a lot of oomph into it.
He didn't have much enthusiasm for the long punt.
Okay, well here we go. This is 6 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game. Beverly takes over on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10. And if ever they needed to get a quick score, I think it's here, Bob.
Yep.
And Beverly comes up to the ball. They got 1 man out. Wide left, Pat Parsons, and it's a reverse. Oh boy, I think they smelled that out. Unless he can make something out of it. And it's Clark Marchand. I think he got about maybe 5 yards after all of that.
5 yards. He ran a long way, but
he did. Yeah, he did get about 5 yards, but the Lynn English defenders smelled that out, and they were able to flood over to the other side of the field. So it's 2nd down and 6 for Beverly, and they've flooded the left side, and boy, oh boy, look at that, and he's down. How do they just don't block those guys.
Nobody to block them.
Nobody to block them.
Sacked for a loss by number 53, Jake Miller.
This guy, Jake Miller, that's just, he just seems to run through that backfield. There's nobody can get to him. So it's 3rd down and about 8 now. They're risking squandering this good field position that they have here. So it's 3rd down and about 8, and it's a long pass. Ooh. And it's incomplete. It was off the hands.
Off the fingertips. I think he was thinking he could complete another Hail Mary right there, which it would have been if he completed it. The ball was up in the air for quite a while. It attracted the crowd.
Yeah. So it's 4th down. I don't know if Beverly will go for it. They're starting to run out of time if they give the ball back over to Lynn English. Lynn English gets, 1 or 2 first downs, and then, you're down to having
you're down
2 or 3
touchdowns. They almost have to do something here. and they're not in a position where they can play the clock and play field position. They got to go for it.
So you're right, Bob. They are going for it. It's 4th down and 8 on the Beverly 47-yard line, let's call it.
A lot of room out here on the right side.
Oh, no. Run! He should run! Oh, he's got it! Oh, looks like... And that's Parsons. Pat Parsons, number 5. Boy, oh, boy. On a 4th and 8.
Brought down by Prince Brown.
You know, I think he could have run for the first down.
Yeah,
but I don't think he...
But I just going to say,
Yeah.
this, all this...
Yeah, and there's a defensive man down. I think that's...
all this room they had over on this side of the field.
yeah, Prince Brown is down. We have our excellent spotter and our producer, Robert Dokes, who has good advantage up high, giving us some information down up to the announcers here.
He's got a big advantage on me because he can see, which
Yeah,
puts him in a good position.
I don't. Yeah, and for our viewers, I don't think we give Robert Dokes enough credit for all he does to bring these productions to our viewers. Robert really is
He is the man.
He's the key man behind getting all of this production done, and making it happen smoothly. And we thank him. Thank you, Robert.
I don't know. This English player hasn't been moving here. I don't like the look.
Yeah, he's. Oh, now he's getting
good.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
So now Beverly has the ball. What are they on the 10? Where are they putting the ball? I guess 10. Is it? Can he make a first down? No, it's right at the nose of the 10. I think they have to score here.
They have to score. They're inside the 10.
Oh, it's first and goal. Yeah, they have to score. So, well, that was 4th and 8, and he was scrambling. And then threw a desperation pass, and I think this Pat Parsons has found himself a starting position on the Beverly roster.
I think Pat was getting anxious here. That ball took a long time to come down and settle into his
Yeah,
arms. But
yeah.
that whole side of the field, again, I reiterate, was just wide open.
Yeah. No, Beverly doesn't have to be afraid to throw, I don't think.
Not at all. I don't think so.
What is he doing? The ref is waving at he wants to put wants him to put the chain marker down because that might confuse the players. So it's a 1st and goal. And it's a give. Oh, looks like he's got it. Oh, untouched.
Nice run.
Untouched. Number 12, Clayton McAlpine.
And nice blocking.
Nice. That was nice. He could have run for 100 yards.
No, absolutely.
Once he punched through the line, he was untouched. Nice play for 10 yards. So
it's one of those plays that I could have got through that line 40 years ago. But,
so the score.
He had some nice blocking.
So the score now is English 26 and Beverly 19. We'll see if they go for. No, they're going to go for the kick.
Yeah, no, I think they should because
they can. Yeah,
after two 7-point touchdowns, and they got the game.
And it's good. Yes.
Okay.
So with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game, Beverly has clawed its way back here on 2 4th and longs. They had a 4th and 8 on that play, and the gutsy call on their own 45-yard line, and it was a long pass.
The last couple of series, English has been kind of clogging up the box and leaving an awful lot of open space out here. And it was a touchdown down there, and there was a nice completion over here. Who just caught that? McAlpine?
McAlpine, yeah.
To McAlpine.
Well, that was a run. Is that what you're?
The completed pass that got him down.
Oh yeah, that was Pat Parsons. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Beverly's in position here to take a squeaker if they can hold Lynn English and force them to punt and take the ball over. Now they've shown that they can move the ball, so it's gut time now. It's gut time. Very interesting game.
Yeah,
it was all Lynn English in the first half, and now Beverly's
English has shown a couple of defensive lapses here in the second half.
Come alive.
And Beverly has been able to take advantage.
Do you think it's time for an onside kick?
I'm going to say if you got the courage, it is.
No, I don't think so. So he kicks it. It's kind of a wobbly kick. It's down to about the 15-yard line. Number one again. Oh, as he get hit. He got smacked.
How do you do?
That was number one who had the ball, but no, was it one or someone? Yeah, number one. He got clocked. All right, and that.
Nice follow. Fielded the kick, took the ball up to his 28, where he was tackled by number 20.
Jake Doyen, number 20.
Doyen.
Made that. Jake is only 5'7", but he packs his 160 yards on that, 160 pounds on that frame. So he clocked him. So here we go. This is the game. This is the key series of the game.
He
So
like a nose tackle on that play. He just slammed.
So Lynn English has the ball 1st and 10 there. So it's a give up the middle again, and Beverly smacks it down. So no gain, I think, at most a yard maybe.
A yard or two.
So it'll be 2nd and let's call it 9 for Lynn English.
Maybe there is no gain.
No, looks like they're, no gain. So it's 2nd and 10 for Lynn English on their own, let's call it their 20, between the 27 and 28 yard line. And the game has taken on a whole different complexion now. Lynn English has looked a little tentative on their last couple of possessions.
I think it behooves English to try to run out the clock here, try to, go with either a running game of short passes, and of course they throw a long one.
Oh, and it's a pass to number one, and he off his fingertips again. The only thing I have to say is that he's a very small guy, and when you get a higher ball up there, he's if you want to keep it out of the hands of the defenders, you got to throw it up and high, and he led him nicely.
You're quite right. Another foot taller, and that was a completion.
Yeah, that was a completion. So now
right
it's
off his fingertips.
So it's 3rd and 10 for the Lynn English Bulldogs, and the clock is stopped with 4:22 and left in the game on that incompletion. And this is a 3rd and 10, and this very important down here. I think this is the game here, and he's rolling to his. And it's, hit the ground. No, he catches the ball, number 88. And on 3rd down and 10.
Seventh pass complete to number 88, Juan Avellino for a Bulldog first down.
So that
spotted at the Lynn English 41, where it will be 1st and 10.
So that was a key reception there for Lynn English. So they have the ball 1st and 10 on their 41-yard line with 4 minutes and 6 seconds, and the clock is running. So they have a chance if they get another first down here too, they could put this game out of reach. But Beverly's been playing tougher now. Their defense is stiffened up. So he gives it to the fullback, and he came through the line again. He came through the line of scrimmage untouched. There's a linebacker so it's a 2nd down and about 4 for Lynn English on their own 48-yard line.
Anderson on the stop.
It was a nice tackle, and
but
it's a good thing he made the tackle. It was a saving tackle because if he didn't make it, the runner was gone.
So it's 3 minutes, 21 seconds. The clock is running. Lynn English has a 2nd down and let's call it 4 on their own 48-yard line. And it's a keeper by Severance. And it's very close. He dove for that. What are the refs going to do here? They're going to give him the first down?
I don't know. This is so close. I can't call it from here. It's so close.
Severance on the keeper.
I think you got to measure this one.
No, they're gonna. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna measure.
Bobby Adams.
They're gonna measure. So the clock is stopped with exactly 3 minutes. And
this one's a bleeder.
No, I think where they spotted it from where I saw the marker on the sideline, I think they spotted it for the first down. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, they got it. No, yeah. Well, they got it by an inch.
I gotta say, it was
good for a Bulldog first down.
That was by a coat of paint. That was close.
Well, so the Bulldogs take a first down. This is what we were saying. If they could get 1 or 2 first downs here, with this clock down to 3 minutes, they could just bleed out the clock for this win. It's been a very interesting game. Now the clock is running. The ref puts the ball in play. Clock is running, and Lynn English is in no hurry to get the play off. They're going to waste 20 seconds of the clock just getting up to the line of scrimmage and snapping the ball. So
they'll be moving at a very pedestrian pace from here.
Pedestrian, is it? Well. I think that's and then it's number 1 again, and he gets hit for a loss. That time the linebacker, the defensive man, came up very quickly, and it looks like Fowler is.
Beverly can't be out of timeouts. I think they should be calling timeouts here.
Yeah. I wonder why they're not. Yeah, it's 2 minutes and 25 seconds, and looks like number 1 is slow getting up. Looking at his leg, but the Beverly defensive man came up very quickly and caught him before he was able to. Well, it looks like he's okay. He's jogging a little gingerly. Is he going to go stay in the game? No, they're going to.
No, I think they should let him sit down for at least a play or two while he sees if he can actually walk.
So 2 minutes and 25 seconds. One play took 35 seconds. So, and the referee is putting the ball in play, and Lynn English is just dawdling in the huddle. And why doesn't Beverly call a timeout, for crying out loud?
I don't know.
2:14. The whole one play in a minute. You know. Look at this. 2:06. So it's second down and 11 for Lynn English. And it's a give to the fullback, and he's stopped after a gain of about 2. And 1:55. You've got to call a timeout. What are you doing?
Don't know.
They've got, unless they've used them all up. I don't.
They couldn't possibly have it.
No, they got to have timeouts. So it's third down and 10 now from the Beverly 48-yard line, and the clock shows 1:55. Oh, it's the 2-minute warning. Okay, but Beverly's got to call some timeouts. They ran 2 plays and it took them, you know.
Well, even if they stopped them, they're putting so much pressure on the offense to move down the length of the field in about a minute.
So Lynn English is third and 10 on the Beverly 48-yard line. Severance goes back to pass, and he throws it, and it's again to Prince. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Why do they let these guys be so wide open?
To number 11, Prince Brown.
So Prince Brown, I think that's the game.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be 2 unless they interception for. So minute and 46 seconds.
First and 10, ball at the Beverly 32.
So they clock running minute 40, and Lynn English is in no hurry to put the ball in play. Quarterback is talking to his coach. Minute 30, minute 29. Why Beverly must not have any timeouts? Why are they just no?
I don't know. There seems to be each team seems to have an infinite number.
And it's a give to number 3. And it's a nice long run for a first down. And
Ski Gaston around the right end. Brought down by number 85.
That was Ski Gaston on that. So it looks like this one, unless something drastic, very drastic opens here, like
ball at the Beverly 17.
they're not going to throw the ball, I don't think, and risk
make a serious mistake here.
Minute and 1. There's a minute left. It's under a minute left in the game, and Lynn English has a fresh first down at the Beverly 17-yard line. It looks like they'll just take a knee here. Just take 4 knees. Yeah, and that's what he's doing. He's taking a knee. 41 seconds. So he's got to put it back in play within 10, when the clock shows 10 seconds. So it's pretty much the game.
Yeah, it is game.
27. Well, this
English surprised me. I thought they'd be better than they were last year. They were definitely better, and they really have been in control most of the game, except late in the second half.
And the quarterback, Severance, who's played a very nice game, takes a knee, another knee, and that's it. The clock 2-1-0, and that's the end of the game. And the final score is the Lynn English Bulldogs 26 and the Beverly Panthers 20 in a very, very interesting game.
Turned out to be a very close game at the end, but you had to think that English was in control most of the way.
From the final result here is Lynn English 26 and Beverly 20 in a very seesaw kind of a game. This was the season opener for both teams, Bob, and it looked like we were looking at two different games there in the first half and the second half, and Beverly did have some opportunities to come back. They were successful in some and not so successful in others. What's your kind of assessment of the game?
I thought English completely controlled the first half, and that was where they won the game. The second half seemed to be a standoff between the two of them. I thought Beverly had their chances, had a couple of passes completed that kept them into the game. But right toward the end there, English again retook control and seemed to. They had 4 or 5 minutes left when they took the ball, and they just controlled it all the rest of the game.
Yeah, they got
and that first half, I think, made the difference when English got up by 3 touchdowns, and that was very hard to overcome.
Yeah, and of course Beverly still, from what we hear, the quarterback position still is not completely decided, and we didn't see Ryan Bearer take a snap today. So Nick Berry was the quarterback all the way. So I don't know whether the coach has decided that or whether it's still up in the air. But it's early in the season.
It is, and I really don't think the offense was today's problem. I think the defense was much more the reason that they fell behind early. They didn't seem to have the right guys on the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that's true. Maybe for Andrew Morency's defensive plan, maybe they did. But it just seemed that with only 4 guys, that English was controlling the line of scrimmage when they had the ball and were just chewing up yards rather easily. I thought Beverly was just giving up yards.
Yeah. And they were missing tackles too, as we pointed out. They just seemed to not be able to contain the runners or the backs, and they were able to wriggle out of 2 and 3 tackles before they were taken down. But it's the first game of the season, and our second, does our producer know what the second game, who's that against?
Gloucester.
So we will be playing Gloucester Friday night at
Gloucester.
At Gloucster.
It's a 7 o'clock game.
7 o'clock. Your favorite stadium, right, Bob?
I love Gloucester. Wear your Parkers and your mucklucks because it's going to be 5 degrees below zero. But other than that, it's a nice atmosphere.
All right. So the final score here at Manning Field on a gorgeous, gorgeous day. We had a couple of little drops fall on us, Bob, but the final score here is the Lynn English Bulldogs 26 and the Beverly Panthers 20. And we'd like to invite all you Beverly High football fans to join us next week for the game between the Gloucester Fishermen and the Beverly Panthers. And for Walt Kosmowski and Bob Hobbs, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.